When I was 17, my family relocated 2 states away without telling me. They left a note that said, "You'll figure it out." 12 years later, after I finally built a life without them, they reached out trying to reconnect. When I was 17, I came home to a completely empty house and a note on the kitchen counter. It was the cruelest thing I'd ever read. It simply said, "You'll figure it out." I didn't know what I'd done wrong. I assumed they were tired of pretending they loved me. But the truth was, they had never even pretended. When I was 13, I baked a birthday cake for my mom by myself, only to have her call it clumpy. At 15, I tutored my brother through finals while he called me a know-it-all and slammed his door in my face. At 16, I gave my entire paycheck to my dad so he could cover bills, but he yelled at me later when he called me useless. I was always useful, never loved. My parents and my brother, my only family, had packed up and moved 2 states away without warning. I found out from the landlord a week later. I had 7 days to move because they'd broken the lease early. I stayed at a friend's house for 3 nights before running out of options. Eventually, I slept in the back of a storage unit I rented with my remaining savings. I showered at the YMCA, ate peanut butter with a spoon for every meal, applied for jobs on library computers, and pretended everything was fine. I got hired as a night shift server at a diner. The manager was tough but fair. She paid me cash until I could get an ID and once let me nap in the break room when I nearly collapsed. I clawed my way forward. Bought a prepaid phone, saved every receipt, watched free YouTube videos about finance and goals. The first year I barely survived, but I survived. The turning point came when a diner regular offered me a temp job clearing office files. It paid triple what serving did. I accepted. That led to more work. I learned fast, arrived early, asked questions. By 22, I freelanced full-time. By 25, I launched a consulting firm with a folding table and borrowed laptop. By 27, I had 5 contractors, my own office, and clients I once dreamed of. By 29, I was a real millionaire, not social media rich, but savings, retirement account, no debt, paid apartment, affordable insurance. The first time my bank account hit 7 figures, I cried. Through those hard years, my family never contacted me. I once saw my brother in a suggested friends list. He's married, still in the state they fled to. I wondered if he told his wife about me or erased me entirely. It was never hate. It was heartbreak. I go to therapy now to stay whole. I keep a list of people who helped me, co-workers, classmates, strangers. Last week, a podcast interview about surviving family estrangement went viral. 1 million views in 4 days. My inbox filled with support. Then one email stood out. Subject: "You're still our daughter." It was from my mom. No apology, just vague words about talking. Then my brother wrote, "We miss you. Can we fix this?" I stared at the screen before closing my laptop. I needed time. My therapist, Melissa, told me to wait at least a week. I focused on work, the gym, dinners with friends. But the emails lingered. After 10 days, I replied to my brother, "It's been 12 years. What changed?" He answered within an hour. Said the podcast opened his eyes. Claimed he was only 15, had no choice, had looked me up online but lacked courage, said he was proud of me. I wasn't convinced. If he cared, why wait until I was successful? I asked him. His next email admitted money problems. His wife was pregnant, bills piling up. There it was. The truth. A week later, my mom sent old family photos and wrote, "We made mistakes. We want to make amends." Melissa reminded me I owed them nothing. I agreed to meet my brother alone in Chicago. We sat like strangers. He apologized, said he didn't know I'd been left without support. Claimed they told him I chose to stay. Lies. I told him about the storage unit, the YMCA showers. He cried. I left uncertain but slightly softer. Then my mom called. Said they thought I'd go to social services, thought they were helping me. I hung up. Soon after, my dad emailed asking for financial help. No apology. I refused. My brother accused me of selfishness. I blocked him. My parents escalated, showing up, sending threats, even breaking into my brother's home. Restraining orders followed. Court. Fear. Police reports. Finally, boundaries enforced. Months later, silence. My brother moved closer. We built Sunday dinners, new traditions. 6 months after confronting my parents, a letter arrived through my lawyer. No excuses, just acknowledgement and counseling. I keep it in a drawer. Not as forgiveness, but as proof I have the right to choose my family. Last week, my niece turned 4. Balloons filled my apartment. Laughter echoed. I remembered that note, "You'll figure it out." And I did. Not the way they meant. I figured out what love should look like, what family should be, what I deserved. I'm still healing. Still in therapy. But I am no longer defined by abandonment. I am defined by what I built after, by the woman I became, by the family I chose.